Hey, how are we doing, guys? Great here, and today we're back for week 1 of the BBR. We're going up against Aimel and his Montreal Skorupis in what is actually our first battle of Generation 9. And when I say that, I don't even mean just on Wi-Fi. I have not done any showdown, I've done nothing in Generation 9. So this will be a learning experience for me this season. We are actually defending champs, I forgot about that in our draft analysis. But yeah, we did win last season. And we are here to retain our crown in a different generation, which, you know, is only going to go horribly. Whenever I've gone to retain a championship, I've had a terrible season, so good stuff. Yeah. If you can't tell by the sound of my voice, I have been quite ill, hence why this upload is 3 days late. Yeah, it's maybe up on Sunday, so yes, it's 3 days late. It's no team builder, but yeah, I'm feeling a little bit more alive now, albeit you can't my nose is still not all there, but when I went to record this last week, I actually had real bad sleeping issues, and I think I've been awake for something like 38 hours or something along those lines, so I needed all my brain capacity to be able to play the game, and didn't record. I started to record and I just was so exhausted that I was like, no, I need to concentrate on the game. So yeah, it's going to be post-com, as you can see by the layout. I don't know if I've cropped my webcam properly, all this shit. I mean, I should just get into the battle, honestly. You know what, let's just press play. I'm sure I'm going to be waffling on a lot in this anyway, so let me just, let's skip forward. Okay, well, this looks like a good enough starting spot. Shout out to the ingredient, by the way. This was me trying to set up the battle while sleep deprived and all this sort of shit. What was my team? That was certainly a team of all time. Yeah. We're bringing the Iron Bundle, the Iron Treads, Hydreigon, which no longer will be a Terra Captain from next week. We've got the GALLADE, Florges, and Kilowattrel. I don't remember this team particularly well. I know a couple of the nicknames have also been changed since last week. The reason for I made a wax was literally because I was listening to that song and I had nothing better at the time. 3 Doors Down is because hay fever is my kryptonite. And then, yeah. Even Kilowattrel, I took Zane's nickname because I found it hilarious after this. So I'm also going to be drinking quite a lot, just because my throat is recovering from having no voice basically for the last couple of days. I don't remember what I have and haven't said, but make sure to go check out all the coaches for the BBR this season. There'll be a link to the channel down below. You can find all the coaches there, make sure to go check them out. They're all fantastic people, sub to them all, they're doing amazing stuff. Like and subscribe if you're enjoying the content from this video, I doubt you will. But yeah, let's get into it. We got apparently specs on the bird, assault vest on a mon that's, I guess, my drag ball check, and to an extent Screamtail as well. I try to remember this because honestly I played this game in like a comatose state that I don't remember it at all, I'll be completely honest, so we're going to be experiencing this one together. I remember the result and I remember what exactly happened to cause that result, but other than that, I remember nothing. So yeah, good stuff. I think we were bulk up GALLADE, by the way, Sharpness GALLADE this gen, it's nuts. Then I changed the item on my Florges 3 times before this game. I ended up going leftovers, I think, to be able to deal with Dragapult better, but considering I got Iron Treads with the assault vest, I think that's probably a fine check to it. And yeah, they were just boots on the Kilowattrel because Tinglu is going to set up all the hazards, I assumed. I led off with the Kilowattrel. Interesting play. I don't know why I led off Kilowattrel. It doesn't really do a whole lot. I mean, it does like something to this team. I guess it stops Quaquaval from leaving. How do you pronounce that? Is it Quaquaval? I believe it's Quaquaval, but who knows, I'm British, I'm ignorant to other cultures. But yeah, good luck, have fun to Aimel, make sure to go check him out. Like I said, coaches' links will be down in the BBR YouTube channel. Tinglu spawning into the ground, you love to see it. You know, AAA game, by the way. Yeah, I don't, am I going to click U-turn? I see why I click U-turn, there's no fear of anything here. I expect hazards to go up. I would assume I'm expecting hazards. We get a big crit, huge crit, did massive damage. Game changing, honestly. If we win this game now, it's all because of that. Am I going to try and set up turn 2? bold play. I could just go into, you know, big old Banter Claws and just click a Hydro Pump. He has no switch ins to a Hydro Pump, so honestly I should go into Iron Bundle, but I don't think I'm going to go into Iron Bundle. No, I go into the GALLADE, which in all fairness he doesn't have great switch ins to this either. As he's just going to set up rocks. Ting Lu moment. I fully expect him to then want to try and get like spikes up if he is Shuffleberry, but then we see the leftovers, so I'm like, okay, well, I don't think he's going to stay in. I expect either Screamtail or Arcanine to come in. I was a little bit surprised to see the Arcanine, I'll be honest. I was even more surprised to see the Grafaiai on his side. I still don't think I know what the Grafaiai was, but there was a Grafaiai in this game. And there's nothing he can do to me outside of Ruination, which is going to do, well, half, because it's Ruination. And I just go Bulk Up. We say fuck it, we go for turn 2 Bulk Up. Honestly, this thing is an absolute monster. It hits so incredibly hard. This Earthquake is going to do a decent amount of damage. We are like max HP, so we're going to be able to take it just fine. He doesn't really switch into this at this point. At +1, he can go into Arcanine. It will not take 2 Sacred Swords. And Screamtail will not take 2 Poison Jabs. So he's kind of put in a position where he almost has to pick a sack, which is really nice. It's very nice for me. And I think we're going to see the Arcanine come in from memory. Or does he let this take a hit? I don't recall. I think I just go for the Sacred Sword here, expecting Arcanine to want to come in first because the Intimidate, and then I thought maybe he'll double into Screamtail potentially if this Arcanine is like a range for 2-hit KO. But as we're going to see from this Sharpness Sacred Sword, hits like a truck and does 75% to Arcanine. I don't think it was defensive. Also, shout out to Arcanine's like stance. That looks so cool. I've just noticed that. That's kind of sick. I like the fact they got slightly different battle stances. Also, I just got out of the shower and my fringe is just flying all over my face. Good times. Great commentary, by the way. If you do sub, then it does get better than this. I can promise you that much. Yeah, I don't recall what I go into. Why am I even thinking of switching? Why am I trying to predict something here? Like what? Why am I thinking of switching into a Kilowatt Roll? Just click Sacred Sword, Jack. Just click it again, because if Screamtail comes in, it doesn't appreciate Poison Jab. So, okay, there we go. Extreme Speeds. That does a good amount of damage. Maybe this was like Choice Banded. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's got to be Choice Banded, considering how much that did. And I am still at +1 defense, remember. So, yeah. Probably not a defensive Arcanine, so the damage looks a little bit less impressive, but I still think that's probably like max... maybe max HP, max attack. Who knows, who knows. I never saw his team. Here I shouldn't be scared. It's a Screamtail. I should click Poison Jab. Saying that, like, I do have a pretty safe switch into the Iron Treads. It is probably my switch into this at this point in the game. But I still think Poison Jab is just fine there. It's going to do like 30-40%. So he's going to reveal Perish Song, and I was like, oh shit, well, does this get a trapping move? I don't know. I don't know Screamtail well enough to know if this gets like random Whirlpool. Sorry for the coughing. So yeah, I'm then just fucking terrified. Actually just like scared shitless, but then I'm like, well, I don't think it does. I'm just going to go for a Heavy Slam here. Expecting him to think that maybe I'll switch out and not go for a trapping move. But yeah, he just goes for a Reflect, and I'm like, that's less than ideal. And then I'm just kind of like thinking, oh well, maybe I can just, you know, see out a couple of turns of screens, get rid of these hazards because they're a bit annoying. I do have the what's it called, the Iron Bundle, which doesn't have boots, so I do want to get those rocks removed. And obviously I don't want my Iron Treads to go down here, so I'm going to switch out into something that doesn't allow any of his setup mons to be able to set up for free. Unfortunately, he goes for Wish, and this puts me in a real bad position, because even if the Scream Tower goes down, as it does. Perish Song, this is just a really clever tech from Aimel, by the way. Very, very clever. Set up screens, kill yourself off, wish up, someone comes in, gets the wish, behind screens. Now, during the battle, I did forget about this, that there was a wish up. And in the end, I made the right play. Unintentionally made the right play. My tired state was like, yeah, if I just click Moonblast here, then he goes down to like half, or near enough half, maybe, depending on his investment. And I can just, two-shot with this, and hopefully he's bulk up and not Soul's Dance, and everything's right in the world. I would have thought this was really greedy from me. In the initial game, I was like, okay, this was the biggest mistake I've made all game. But I go for a Calm Mind, but actually this was the best play I could have made because that wish was up. Unfortunately for me, he is Soul's Dance, and that puts me in a real bad spot. Really bad spot. Because if he gets a Moxie boost, plus the Aqua Step boost, there's not a lot I can do here. This Mon from the start was always going to be a massive problem for my team. I don't have a good resist to this Mon on my entire draft, hence the changes that were made after week 1. I made drastic, all 5 changes after week 1 in response to this, or at least the knowledge that I gained from this. And if I had still been Rocky Helmet, he would have taken a small chunk here, he would have taken a +1 Moonblast, which does a lot of damage, by the way. That did a lot. Big special attack drop, game changing. The leftovers just didn't end up mattering at all. The 2 items I had prior, being Pixie Plate and Rocky Helmet, would have mattered more. But it is what it is. Like, I did contemplate going for a Chilling Water, I think, on that turn to try and lower his attack, but I was like, in the end, I'd be still just going to bully my entire team here. And I like, in hindsight, maybe I could have just like gone into, I don't know, Hydra and tried to bait out close combat, gone back into my Florges, hoped I lived a close combat. I don't think I ever would have. Just tried to keep playing around until these screens are gone, but he has so many turns of screens. Because of the Perish Song into screens, into Wish, it's so difficult for me to be able to get rid of these screens. But effectively what I have to do is try and see out these screens, get in Hydreigon and Terra into Poison, hope he goes for the close combat instead of the Aqua Step, because now he's at +3. He's at +3, +2, he's used 2 Aqua Steps, so he's faster than my entire team. He is now at +3 attack. This thing is terrifying, like, it's just going to sweep me, and I had to try and somehow play around, so either he goes for 2 close combats, and I think it might be a roll on the Terra Blast to be able to knock him out with Hydra, or screens go down and I can Terra Blast, but again, it just depends on whether or not, like, it comes down to mind games. This entire game comes down to mind games. Shout out to a shiny Iron Bundle, by the way. That is a fantastic shiny, top tier. Yeah, so I'm looking at this like, yeah, that's 3 turns. I don't think I'm going to be able to last out 3 turns, particularly. Here I'm just thinking maybe he goes for a close combat, so if I go into GALLADE, I am max HP. I doubt I live 1. I very much doubted I lived 1. But I could always hope. So he'll have 2 turns of Light Screen after this. 2 turns of Light Screen, and he has what? Tinglu, Dragapult, and Grafaiai in the back. So even if I am going to try and beat this thing that is now at +4, +2, I need to make sure I got pieces in the back that are able to be out the last few mons as well. Which is the biggest issue. Like, I'd rather just lose this game on a roll than like lose this. I don't know where I'm going with this, but effectively I thought it was better to try and risk a roll than see out the screens and not have any pieces left to win the game regardless. Going off of that, maybe I should have seen after the Moonblast from Florges, it wasn't potentially in range of Terra Blast, but again, I thought if he goes for a close combat here, he's at what, -2? Yeah, -2 to special defense. Even with the screens, there's a chance that maybe, just maybe, I'll be able to take this take this out. I thought this was going to be my best opportunity. Maybe I should go down to -3 before I thought about this, but yeah, it's a 50-50 turn anyway, because if he goes for Aqua Step, I'm just dead regardless. But he's got to try, it's a 50-50 because if I don't Terra any Aqua Steps, I live. If I do Terra, go close combat, so I live. Close combat obviously hits harder, so I was hoping that he would just kind of go for that and think that I don't have enough bulk in my Hydra to be able to take this hit, but this does mean we are relying on Terra Blast. We just barely lived that, by the way. Just barely, and now he's at -2. Terra Blast looks like it's a roll to knock it out, and as we're going to see, unfortunately, it lives on 1. And yeah, that's just going to be game. There's nothing that can be done about it. There's no priority on my team whatsoever. My entire draft lacked any kind of priority. So yeah, banking on a roll there didn't work out for me. He is now at like +7 million on every stat. And it's just going to be game. This Quaquaval is just going to absolutely ruin my entire evening. Never getting Hoisin Duck again. I am completely tilted. Just, yeah. Fuck this duck. And now we've just got to sit here and watch as this fucking dancing piece of shit just, you know, does the, I guess is some kind of Spanish dance called the Quavel. I don't know, maybe I should look this up whilst we're watching me just lose all my mons. I go for a desperate tailwind that doesn't even help me because of how fast he is anyway. Yeah, last ditch tailwind. I know at this point I've lost the game. Like, I'm just fucking around. You know what? This has been a mess of a commentary. Enjoy. Fuck it. If you've got anything out of this, then I will be shocked. Next week's commentary hopefully will be somewhat cognizant, but you don't come here for that. You don't come here for the high quality analysis, that's for sure. Can't believe the Iron Bundle didn't live a +5, +6 close combat. Unbelievable. Bad mon. Don't know why it got banned to Ubers. It's shit. And then comes Iron Tread. That's definitely not weak to both of its stabs and going to absolutely fall over. Can't even be focused. I took rocks, didn't I? I was about to say if I was focused sash, then maybe, but no, I took rocks. And that's going to be game. GG to Aimel. Oh, excuse me. This did prompt some fairly drastic changes to my team. I picked up a mon that would break screens because I didn't have that whatsoever on my team. And then I also picked up a better water resist. I picked up a better fighting resist. No, kind of. Something with Intimidate, firstly, because that really benefits me a lot. Having a defensive check to a mon. Also, I picked up, or I changed my Terra types to make full advantage, or take full advantage of GALLADE being Sharpness, and being able to hit like a truck. For 7 points, it's worth it, because then also can Terra Skeledirge. And if anyone has played OU, they know that Terra Skeledirge actually is pretty good. So, yeah, we got Terra Skeledirge, which would be Terra Steel, just because of the rest of my matchups. I thought like Steel was more beneficial than Fairy. However, some people made some changes, and now Fairy looks better. I hate it here, but there's nothing I can do about it, because I've used all my trades. Yeah, GALLADE is just absurd, just ridiculous with Terra, honestly. It's gonna, like some of the calcs I've been doing, it just OKOs entire teams, so that could be fun. And then we picked up Braviary, we picked up Paldean Tauros, which is all 3 forms, which is just fantastic. That's so good for 6 points, that was as well. This mon, with its separate forms, isn't even 6 points, so all 3 forms for 6 points is just nuts value. And then I picked up a Abomasnow as well, over Toadskrull. So yeah, that's going to be some changes. Abomasnow with the snow change, by the way, very, very bulky, very good. Looking forward to using that. It definitely gives me a better way of dealing with offensive water types that aren't going to have the fighting stabs. Quaquaval still kind of dicks on my team, but what can you do? It's a dancing duck. Anyway, if you enjoyed this mess of a commentary, please leave a like, subscribe. Back next week against Matt O'Shea and his Montreal Skorupis. What should be an absolute banger as well. He's got a great team. I think the matchup is a little bit more even. I felt like this one, unless I managed to get certain things in at the right time, was always going to be tough, because Terra, Dragapult and Quaquaval just ruined my entire day. In fact, to the extent in which I couldn't sleep. So yeah, honestly, Aimel won the mental game, he won the physical game, he won every kind of game, and yeah, I think I should probably get out of here before I start having a coughing fit, because I can feel one coming. If you enjoyed the absolute shithousery of a commentary, that was awful, honestly, please leave a like, subscribe. Like I say, it does get better when I'm actually able to think properly. And yeah, make sure to go check out Aimel and the other coaches for BBR. Until next one, have a great day, guys. Peace.